There's something most men experience, but very few are willing to confront. Not because it's rare, but because it's uncomfortable. You start noticing things, small changes, subtle shifts. Nothing obvious enough to call out, but too consistent to ignore, and your instincts begin to whisper, something is off. Now here's the truth most people won't tell you. When a woman has just been with someone else, her body often reveals it before her words ever do. Not in one dramatic moment, but in patterns. And if you don't understand those patterns, you'll talk yourself out of what you're clearly seeing. So let's break it down. Number 1, sudden physical detachment. This is usually the first shift. Before anything else changes, her body pulls away from you. She used to initiate contact, touch your arm while talking, lean into you casually, sit close without thinking about it. Now, everything feels calculated. You go in for a hug, and it feels half returned. You sit close, and she subtly shifts her body away. You try to be affectionate, and she keeps it short. And here's what makes it even more telling. She won't openly reject you. She'll just reduce access. Because deep down, her body knows something you're not supposed to know yet. When someone else has recently been in that space, your presence doesn't feel natural anymore. It feels like overlap. And instead of explaining it, her body creates distance. Number 2, unusual body sensitivity. This one catches a lot of men off guard because it doesn't look like rejection at first. It looks like discomfort. You touch her, and her reaction is different. Not playful, not relaxed, but slightly tense. Sometimes she flinches. Sometimes she pulls away subtly. Sometimes she avoids being touched in certain areas altogether. And when you ask what's wrong, you get vague answers. I'm just tired. I don't feel too good. It's nothing. But here's what's really happening. After intimacy, the body goes through a temporary state of heightened sensitivity. Now imagine that, combined with someone else's recent presence. Your touch doesn't register as neutral. It feels like interference. So instead of leaning into it, her body resists it. Not because of you specifically, but because of what just happened before you. Number 3, sudden change in scent or hygiene patterns. This is one of the most overlooked signs because men second-guess their senses, but your instincts pick up more than you think. You notice a change, not necessarily perfume, not something obvious, just different. And then comes the behavior. She gets home and immediately heads to the bathroom, not casually, but urgently. Showers quickly, changes clothes fast, avoids lingering around you before doing it, and it feels rushed, almost like she's trying to erase something before it's noticed. Now listen carefully. Everyone showers, everyone changes, but when it becomes patterned and urgent, especially after specific outings or time gaps, that's when it stops being normal and starts becoming intentional. Number 4, unusual fatigue at very specific times. Not general tiredness, not a long day kind of tired. This is targeted fatigue. She's fine all day, energetic, responsive, present. Then she goes out or disappears for a few hours. And when she comes back, everything changes. Low energy, minimal conversation, no excitement to see you, no desire to engage. It's like you're dealing with a completely different version of her. And when you ask, it was just a long day. But the timing doesn't match because the energy was already spent. Emotionally, physically, mentally. And what you're getting isn't her full self, it's what's left. Number 5, guarded body language. The body protects what the mind is hiding. Pay attention to how she positions herself around you. Before, she was open, relaxed posture, direct eye contact, facing you fully when you spoke. Now, there's subtle defensiveness. She turns slightly away when sitting, keeps her arms crossed more often, avoids prolonged eye contact during certain conversations. Even her movements feel more controlled, less natural, more intentional. Because when someone is holding something back, their body automatically tries to create barriers, not loud ones, but enough to create distance. Number 6, a clear drop in desire for you. This is the one most men feel, but struggle to accept. Desire doesn't disappear randomly, especially not in a short period of time. So, when it suddenly drops, there's usually a reason. She delays intimacy, avoids situations where it could happen, gives excuses that don't fully add up. And even when it does happen, it feels different, less engaged, less present, less connected. Because desire is directional. When it's being invested somewhere else, there's less available for you. Not because she's incapable, but because she's already given that energy elsewhere. Now listen carefully. None of these signs alone confirm anything. But patterns tell the truth. And your job is not to ignore what you see, just to maintain comfort. Your job is to observe, think clearly, and move with awareness. Because the most dangerous position a man can be in is seeing the signs and choosing not to believe them. If this opened your eyes even a little, then don't just watch and move on. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and let me know your thoughts. And most importantly, check out the next video you see on your screen right now. Because if you understand these signs, you need to understand what to do next. I'll see you there.